Today's video is dedicated to my ladies who are in their 30s. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite tips on how to glow up and elevate while you're in your 30s. Hello queens, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, you've never seen my face before, my name is ChimereNicole, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my personal favorite tips and things that I have utilized in my 30s to really elevate and transform my life. So we're going to jump right into today's list. And as always, if there are any tips that you want to share with the community, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. So let's just get started. So as women in our 30s, typically we are starting to get a little bit more comfortable in our skin. We have started our careers most of the time. We are starting to settle down with possibly a relationship. Maybe we have children. So as you enter into this era, there are some things that I believe that you can really utilize in order for you to really glow and elevate this time in your life. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I've incorporated as a woman in my 30s. And I really do think that these things will ultimately help you to glow up. And if you're already in your 30s like I am, it is never too late to start to implement some things into your life. As I say, we are a little bit more seasoned, and some of the things that we're going to be talking about in today's video are going to be things that I believe we really need to refocus on as women in our 30s. So one of the first tips I want to share with you in order for you to glow up is to really focus on creating a comfortable, calm, and clean home. Your home is going to be your safe haven. So when you have been working all day, you want to just come home and feel like you're in peace. And a good way for you to do that is to cultivate that environment in your home. So making sure that your home is as comfortable as it can possibly be. Especially for me, I really like to focus on my bedroom because I am a mother, and a lot of times I like to go in my bedroom and just shut the door and not be bothered. So I really like to make sure that I am cultivating an environment that is peaceful, that is calm, and most importantly, that is comfortable. I really want you to focus on prioritizing you. And honestly, this is your time to learn and get comfortable with being selfish. I know it is very hard to do, and it is something that I personally struggled with, but I am going to tell you from personal experience. In this season of your life, you're going to start to be bombarded with everybody wanting to have a piece of you. They're going to be pulling you in so many different directions, especially if you are entering into a family dynamic or a long-term relationship. Everybody is going to be pulling you each and every way. But one thing that I have learned in my 30s is to prioritize myself and learn to make decisions that benefit me. It's so hard to do, and it's one of those things that you really want to start to practice as early as possible. Prioritizing you. And when I say make decisions that are benefiting you, that is where I talk about being selfish. If you have a goal in mind and you know that you going to a girlfriend's dinner is going to interrupt that goal, this is where you start to practice that discipline and learn to prioritize yourself and start to use the word no. Is going to be your favorite while you're in your 30s, but I promise you it's one of those things that is going to help you glow up. When you start to prioritize yourself, you are never going to feel guilty about the decisions that you make. And a lot of times we are always running on E as women. It's because we're always trying to pour from an empty cup. We're never making decisions that benefit us, and we're always giving and giving and giving until we don't have anything left. And I can tell you, as a woman in my 30s, it is something that I have encountered a number of times, too many times honestly for me to talk about, but I know the effects of prioritizing other people above myself, and I don't want you to fall into that trap. So your 30s is going to be the time where you really need to focus on being selfish, and don't look at being selfish as a negative thing. All that really means is that you're learning to prioritize yourself and put yourself first. It's going to be hard for you to show up for people authentically if you're only showing up at 20%. And the only way for you to show up at your fullest capacity is if you're prioritizing yourself and you're constantly pouring into yourself. If you want to elevate and glow up, you have to look at your circle. You are your network. So if you are around women who are constantly growing and learning and elevating in life, you are also going to be doing the same exact thing. The people you surround yourself with is a direct reflection of who you will become. So choose your network wisely. One of the things that I had to learn is a really hard lesson, but learn it as early as you can. Everybody cannot and will not go with you on this journey. I often think about this when I think about a circle of friends, and I'm always trying to figure out, how do people have 25 close friends? 25 close friends? Like, these are the people that you share your secrets with. These are the people that you can vent to, the people that you can depend on. You have 25 people that you can do these things with. 9 times out of 10 you don't. And so when I say pick and choose your network wisely, these are the people that you need to think about. And while I'm on that subject, I really want to also throw in this tip. If you truly want to elevate and glow, you have to have a mentor. I have a mentor. I am a mentor to a lot of other young women. A mentor is going to help guide you and keep you on the straight and narrow, and is also going to be a really good resource while you are on this glow up journey. You are not an island on your own, and you cannot do it by yourself. Because you clicked on this video, you've learned to tap into this community, but having a personal mentor is going to truly help you to reinforce these things that you are learning to help you on your glow up and your level up journey. Another great tip for a woman in her 30s who is looking to elevate and glow up is to learn to be money smart. The sooner the better. Learn to really budget your finances. I know that everybody doesn't have, a large influx of money always coming in, but with whatever means that you have, learn to budget it. As a woman in her 30s, you really want to learn to invest and to save. I learned about the money markets, IRAs, 401ks, all of those things. Really start to learn money, how money grows, how you can invest it, how you can save as much money as you can. And that is going to help you to elevate into some other areas that we're going to be discussing later on in the video. But as you start to elevate your life, it is going to take resources, and one of those resources is finances. So learning early on how to allocate your finances to the things that you want to do and things that you want to achieve in life is really going to be critical in your glow up journey. So make sure that you learn money fast. I talk about this next tip quite often, but it's really going to help you glow up and to elevate your experiences, and that is to find a creative outlet. Find a hobby. As I said, a woman in her 30s, you have so many things on your plate, and oftentimes it's not stuff that you always want to do. It's not paying bills and running after kids and all of that stuff, right? Find a creative outlet that is going to help pour into you, so that as a mom, as a wife, as a girlfriend, as whatever title that you hold, you always have something that you can hold on to that gives you happiness. Find your source of happiness, and I truly believe that finding a creative outlet, i.e. a hobby, is a great way to do that. This is also going to lead me into my next tip, and it is to always invest in yourself. I know that everybody is not into, going back to school and getting degrees and things like that, but you don't necessarily have to spend money on that type of education, but you should always be trying to elevate your mind. Find something that you are interested in and learn more about that. One of the keys to really glowing up in your 30s is to make sure that you are constantly learning. An elevated woman is always learning and growing. She's always feeding into herself. This next tip I recommend for everyone, and this is one of those tips where the earlier you learn this, the better. Learn proper etiquette. I promise you, it is going to make you stand out above the rest. It is really going to help to elevate your experiences and just really make you shine. Proper etiquette as a woman is just a really feminine and classy thing to learn. I actually recently took a formal etiquette course, and I realized that there were so many things that I have been doing wrong for so long, and I had absolutely no idea. And as I said, a part of really glowing up and to really create these elevated experiences is making sure that you are comfortable. I am now placing myself in different environments. I want to make sure that I am comfortable, and I also want to make sure that I am thriving. So I took this etiquette course, and I highly recommend that you take an etiquette course as well, because you don't want to be the person who's at the table doing something inappropriate and you don't know it's inappropriate and everybody else is staring at you like you got two heads, right? So the tip I want to share with you is to learn proper etiquette and to practice etiquette as much as you can. So now we're going to talk about some things that I absolutely love as a woman in her 30s, and that is aesthetics. Skin, hair, nails, fashion, all the good stuff, right? So one of the things that you really want to focus on as a woman in her 30s is skincare. We are doing everything preventative. We are not spring chickens anymore. We have been around the block, a few times. And so you really want to make sure you are taking care of your skin. My number one tip is making sure you always have your sunscreen. It is going to go without saying. Sunscreen is going to save your life, okay? Literally and figuratively. Taking care of your skin is going to truly give you that glow up effect. And also making sure that you're taking off your makeup thoroughly at night. Invest in some quality skincare. There are tons of videos here on YouTube that are going to teach you about skincare. I'm going to leave my personal skincare favorites in the video description if you want to see what I use. Proper skincare in your 30s is a must, and there is absolutely no way you're going to have a glow up if you are not taking care of your skin. And with that, it's going to lead me into my next takeaway, and that is eat better. No amount of skincare that you put on your face is going to eliminate the things that you put into your body. This goes for hair, skin, and nails. And as a cosmetologist, I would be remiss if I did not tell you, what you put in your body is going to show in your skin, hair, and nails, especially your hair. I have been a cosmetologist for over 20 years. I can tell you, based on me looking and feeling your hair, that your diet is not up to par. I can tell when you smoke. I can tell when you're not getting enough vegetables. All of these things is a reflection, and if you truly want to have a glow up experience, you have to make sure that you are feeding your body properly. Get those green vegetables in, stop with all of that alcohol, and drink your water. If you want to glow externally, you have to make sure you're taking care of your body internally. So make sure that the diet is on point. I know that fashion is definitely one of those things that is subjective. Everybody has their own sense of style, but a really good thing to think about as a woman in her 30s who's really looking to elevate her style and really experience that glow up effect. Simplicity is the name of the game. You don't want to have a lot of clothes in your closet that are not quality clothes. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and spend, hundreds of dollars on a new wardrobe, but what I want you to think about is quality over quantity. If you're going to be purchasing clothes, buy things that are going to last you a little bit more. Think about the fabrics that you're adding to your wardrobe. Don't buy 25 shirts because they're $5 and you can only wear them once, when you can buy 2 shirts at $50 and keep them for 2 years. Quality over quantity. Also, as a woman in her 30s, think about how your clothes are fitting your new frame. We are not spring chickens. A lot of times we have started to gain a little more weight. We're starting to get our adult bodies, as we like to say. And so you want to make sure that you're getting clothes that are going to complement your frame, complement your body type. One of the things that I would recommend that a woman in her 30s should definitely do is go through her closet and throw out all of that old club attire. All those hoochie mama dresses I know you got in there, girl. I know you got some dresses in the back of that closet. Throw them out. Throw them out. We're stepping into our grown woman era. So we're making sure that we dress the way we want to be addressed. Okay? So if you want to be addressed as a hoochie mama, keep them dresses in your closet, girl. But if not, I would recommend start throwing out some of those old clothes that you are not going to wear. If they're still good quality pieces, you can always donate them. I know you got a niece who might want to wear, somebody in college or something like that. I want you to take a second and I want you to think about something really quickly. Think about that woman that you aspire to be. Think about the woman who you admire from afar. Maybe it could be your mentor, it can be a boss or something like that. Think about that woman who inspires you. One thing that you will notice about these women is that they oftentimes, they do not do a lot. You don't see these women draped down in the latest designer and all of these logos and spend all this crazy amount of money on designer everything. A woman of substance and a woman who is on her glow up journey and she's about her business, She is typically very simple. She does not have to do the most because she is the most. So as a woman in her 30s who is looking to elevate and glow up, think about keeping it simple. Simplicity at its best is really going to allow that inner glow that you possess to really shine. A little bit earlier, I talked about quality over quantity, and this is going to apply to this next tip as well. And that is to focus on quality experiences. If you are like me, you do not have a lot of extra time. So when you do have that time for yourself, you really want to make sure that you are spending it in quality environments. So for me, instead of me thinking about going out to the clubs or going out to the bars and things like that and spending money on drinks, I personally like to save that money and focus on quality experiences, and that is to travel, going to the museum. I really want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of my time. So I really like to plan out a lot of the activities that I do because I really want to make sure that these experiences are going to be beneficial to me long term. In the spirit of quality over quantity, I want to get into this final tip, and that is to focus on self-love. As I said earlier, I think this is one of those tips where the earlier you learn this, the more you practice this, the better you will be. And as women, this is something that we really don't focus a lot on in our 20s, and we know from experience it is going to eliminate a lot of issues that we're going to face as we continue on in adulthood. Self-love is one of those things that helps us to create boundaries. It helps us to focus on empathy for other people. It helps us to build our confidence, to understand our value and our belief systems, to understand our self-worth. Self-love encompasses all of those things. And the more you start to tap into the practice of self-love, the better you are going to become as a woman. And I can guarantee you it is going to really truly elevate your glow up experience. When I think about self-love, I think about a relationship, and I think about the process of a relationship. When you're meeting someone new, you're asking all of those questions to get to know the person, to find out their likes, to find out their dislikes, to understand their histories, their traumas, why they do the things that they do. And so self-love is essentially you're asking yourself all of these questions. You're learning yourself on a deeper level. When you start to learn yourself, you start to understand yourself again, why you make the decisions that you make. As you start to learn yourself more, you start to fall in love with yourself. You start to accept yourself more. Self-love is one of those things that's going to guide you in your 30s. You're going to start to meet new people, get into new relationships, enter into new seasons of your life, and the confidence and the value and the boundaries that your self-love is going to help you create is going to continue on well into your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s. So learning the art of self-love and the practices in which self-love is going to teach you is truly going to elevate you in your 30s, and it's going to allow you to do that inner work that is ultimately going to give you that glow up experience. I know you guys have heard that saying, fake it till you make it, and that is all good when you're starting your journey, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to put the work in and really start to peel back some of those layers to yourself, to understand yourself, why you make the decisions that you make, understand what makes you tick, understand your passions and the things that feed and drive you. And ultimately, this is going to help you because you're going to become a happier, more fulfilled person. If you want to learn more about self-love and the art of self-love and different ways you can start to practice self-love, I am going to leave my self-love ebook in the video description for you guys to check out, and some other free resources if you are on that self-love journey. So queens, that is it for today's video. I hope that this video was helpful and informative for you guys if you are on a glow up journey as a woman in her 30s. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.